All right, my handsomes, as Dodsey would say, it's Nick from Claret and Booze. I hope you're all well. This is a daily ramble. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, as many of you have already, and don't forget to drop a like on the video because it does really help us. Okay, one more sleep, and I'm going tomorrow as well, and Arsenal. So, yes, it's either going to be a very wonderful day out, which I'm anticipating that it will. 2 weeks on the training ground with Potter, loads of players back. I think we're going to be fine. I think we are, we do need to get a win. We do. It's all very well seeing green shoots and us discussing that things are improving, but we do need points as well, all right? Especially because Moisey's just jumped ahead of us. Can't have that. So we need to get some points on the board. We certainly do. I'm going to talk about the deal that I've been talking about all summer with the player that I can't mention, but you know I'm talking about anyway, and where we are with that and some issues surrounding it. I'm going to talk about that. But before I do, let's talk about the game. So, as we know, we've got Todibo back. We've got Alvarez back. We've got Paqueta back. Bowen's back. And he's got a selection dilemma for the first time because we know the shape that he likes to play. He likes to play three at the back, wing backs, box midfield, striker. The only real choice that he's going to have is if he goes for a super solid defence, and that's by choosing Todibo, Kilman and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a right centre-back. That's solid. So solid. Yep. I don't think he will, though. I think he's going to choose either a Soufal or a Cresswell or maybe a Mavropanos. Maybe he'll stick with him, and we've got Casey because, as we know, Somerville's now out. It was 2 months. Apparently, it's longer now. He's going to be gone for. So I think Wan-Bissaka will go out to that right wing-back position. And he's doing a good job there. And we'll have somebody gap-filling at centre-back until, we've got better options. I don't really know if there's anyone else that he can put in that right wing-back position. I mean, you probably could do it with Bowen. You could do. Because don't forget, you're not really a wing-back. In this system, you're not. You're more of a conventional winger. I know Somerville was getting back a lot, but Bowen does anyway naturally. So maybe Bowen could play there. It's whether or not Bowen would want to. Although he's a bit of a team player. He's a captain. I'm sure he'll play where he's asked. Bowen could play there. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be Wan-Bissaka. Anyway, I think central midfield is going to go for Alvarez, Paqueta, deep. Hopefully with Alvarez kind of sitting and holding, freeing Paqueta up to sort of play make from deep, and then in front of that you've got your kind of your inverted number 10s, your narrow number 10s because it's a box. So 2 more defensive players and 2 more attacking players. What used to be inside forwards in Kudus and Bowen will now be tucking inside and being number 10s effectively, similar to what Palace used to do with Elise and Eze. Well, Ferguson's got to start as well. He played 15 minutes the last game for Brighton, which was 2 weeks ago. He's had 2 weeks on the training ground. Just throw him in. We ain't got him against Brighton, which means we've only got him for 13 games anyway. He ain't even our player. So all this sort of bed him in gently bollocks, throw him in. We need a striker. Get him on the pitch. Baptism by fire, that's what I say. Get him on there, Like I said, look, I do care. I care about players, but we've only got him for 13 games. We can't afford to bed him in gently. No. Get on that pitch. We know you've got talent. That's how I think we'll play. There's going to be discussions around what else he could do. We know we've got James Ward-Prowse back. We know Souček's there as well. Are they going to come in? A big player's going to drop out? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. What I would say is if you do that and it doesn't go well, so if you play with James Ward-Prowse and Souček in the team, and we win, you get away with it. If you play with James Ward-Prowse and Souček in the team and we don't win, then there's a problem. So he'll do whatever he wants to do at the end of the day. He'll go with the team that he feels is right. But it's important that we put the best team on the pitch, I think, for Potter as well. You don't want to leave yourself open to attack if things do go south, because Brentford ain't shit. They're more than capable of beating us. They are. So if I was him, I would certainly be putting the most bulletproof starting 11 out there as possible, just so that if at least it didn't go well, nobody could pull you apart afterwards. And you should do that anyway, right? You should pick, as far as I'm concerned, the best team. But again, like I said, this is a bit of a litmus test. We're going to now get to see not exactly, but get a better idea of what Potterball actually is. Because, as I've said before, when Potter was at Brighton, the whole vision and recruitment, it was all set by other people and Potter was just a coach. Potter's more heavily involved now, so we'll see. We'll see. I think he's a very flexible coach. I think he can play in a multitude of ways, but we're playing against a team in Brentford that, although they've got a wicked counter-attack threat, they don't really care about being on the ball. They'll sit back, they'll defend, they'll low block, and then they'll hit, spring, bang, go on the counter. It'll be down to us to take the game to them. So Brentford are going to come to our place and try and do to us what we try to do to Chelsea, effectively. I must have said this 100 times. Anyway, calling a win. West Ham 3, Brentford 1. I'd like a clean sheet, but I do think we'll concede one. 3-1. What would be better, 2-0 or 3-1? 3-1. Goals are fun, as Nigel Khan used to say. Okay, moving on to the player that I can't talk about yet, but you all know it is. Winky Winky, all right? There's been some developments in this. This is very, very frustrating, trust me. Now, look, I wouldn't normally care. I doubt any of you actually care who is responsible for bringing a player into the club. All you care about is the player. Have we got him? You don't care who brought him in. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Tim Snyder made you care by having the jet pictures and things like that. But on the whole, you don't care. You just want the player to come in. You don't even care how they came in. But you should care how they collapse. Because this deal should have been done 2 or 3 weeks ago. The player wants to come. The financials are there. The manager wants him. Even Sullivan wants him. And it's done. It's agreed. Irrespective of the poxy noise that you've been hearing, because what the club have been doing, because the club are so kind of dead set on getting this deal done, they've been leaking crap to their usual mouthpieces in the media, saying we're nowhere near, there's other clubs involved, offering way more money, we're nowhere, throwing people off the scent. That's what they've been doing. To buy themselves time so they can restructure, not the deal for the player, again, the crap behind the scenes. So, as you already know, SportsX have brought this player to the club. They've spoken to his representatives. They've had a lot of politics to deal with there on both sides. And the legwork that goes into this is mental. It really is, in terms of the organisation, you know, getting everyone to meet, getting everyone to agree, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. It's not easy, you know, ripping it up, starting again, never letting go. They've been fantastic, and they've managed to get this to a stage now where it's basically done, and it's been like that for ages. But I'm going to take you back now to when Tim Snyder came in. Now, Tim Snyder as a director of football, I know he wasn't officially a director of football because he was part of a wider staff at his last club. But he did have lots of contacts, because any director of football, they've only got where they are. Because you can't be an amazing negotiator, director of football, an amazing scout, an amazing this and amazing that. No, you're not. It's all about who you know. So you would basically have, if you've been a very successful director of football, first of all, you're good at negotiating and talking to people, making friends. Second of all, you've got an amazing network of scouts who you trust to bring you wicked players. Pearls that you would take credit for, but you haven't spotted them, you haven't identified them. You've just got a wicked network of people that will bring you players first because you've got a good relationship, and that's how it happens. Nobody is great at everything, right? They're not. But what happens is, starting came into West Ham, and like I said from quite early on, he was a puppet. A puppet. We know that Sullivan and Brady like to do their own deals via their own people, but they don't like doing it in public sight because they know they get shit for it, because we all know what they're up to. So what they've done is they've positioned this man, Stighton. And what they've done is they've said, right, you now can't deal with this person, that person, this person, that person, who's basically got you to where you are today, who's made you this pearl diver. You can't talk to them anymore. No, you've got to talk to these people. You've got to deal with them. That is literally what happened with Stighton. They destroyed his reputation. He had a good reputation coming into West Ham. They completely and utterly devastated that man's career. He's probably never going to work in the same capacity in football again. I'd be amazed if he does, because he's had to burn so many bridges to keep Sullivan and Brady happy and do what they want him to do. Basically, just be a puppet for them and shit on everything that he's built over the past. Now, I'm hearing that they're doing the same with Carl McCauley. Now, Carl McCauley is a very pure man. He's not a director of football. He's a scout. He's an analyst. That's what he is. Very good at it as well, so I'm told. One of the best. But never negotiated a deal in his life. Completely different skill set. What Sullivan can't wrap his head around is the fact that he's got this bloke in and what, he can't negotiate a deal? No, because at other clubs, you have different specialisms to do different things. But Sullivan doesn't get it. So it seems like they've thrust Carl McCauley into who's going to be wet behind the ears in this type of thing. He will be. It's not what he's done before. It would have been Paul Winstanley at Brighton and Chelsea doing all the negotiating. You know, not him. So they've thrust him in and they're basically tasking him, they're mandating him in the same way as what they did with Tim Stein, and that is to basically just forget what you knew before. These are the people that you got to talk to. So, i.e., I know this deal is done with this player, but there's the people who have done all the work, you know, that pesky lot, Sports X, we've got to get them out and we've got to basically put Penny Zahavi and Barry Silkman in. That's what we've got to do. That's what you've got to do. So don't talk to them, you know. Try and make contact with the player yourself. Now all the legwork's been done. Do that, right? Make contact with the player and his representative, whoever that is, right? And basically convince them to cut this lot out and put Barry and Peeny in. Little Peeny. That's what you got to do. Again, encouraging Kyle to massively burn bridges with a section of what is quite a small network. The football world is small. Good people are hard to come by. These people are good. You don't want to go doing that. Not really. Didn't work out well for starting. So this is, I don't expect Carl McCauley to watch this. But what I would say to you, Cole, I appreciate you work for Sullivan and you work for Brady, but think about your career, mate. Think about the long-term vision for yourself. All the work that you've done, the progress that you've made. Don't let these people tear you down and make you the same as them. Don't. You're only ever as good as the people that you, in any business, as good as the people that you know and as good as the people that you can work with. Don't start killing your relationships for these people because you'll end up just like Tim. That's what'll happen. You're not there yet. You can still recover the situation. And this doesn't mean that this deal isn't going to get done, by the way. They might pull this off. They might. There's going to be ramifications if they do, but we'll have the player anyway. What is worrying is that the longer this drags on, there could be problems that pop up. Other teams could dart in and beat us to it. The player and his representatives could just get annoyed with the politics and go, what is this? You know, the deal's been sat there for weeks. Why have they not signed it yet? And it's all because it is. When you buy a player, money goes in all different directions because there's loads of people involved in the chain. So SportsX, obviously, the player that did all the legwork, that they would be entitled to a certain amount of money. Let's pull them out and put this lot in. Always the same lot. Why is that? You know, because it's, you know, club money. What difference does it really make who you're giving it to unless you're getting some back? I didn't say that out loud, did I? So, yeah. Well, what difference does it make, though? Honest. I'm just speculating here. You know, maybe he just really loves Barry Silkman. I don't know. Maybe he just really loves him and he just likes to give him loads of money. I don't know. Somehow I don't think so. But please, God, sort yourselves out. If you're going to dick around like this, do it in the summer. You've had all this nonsense come out with Paqueta. We don't know what's going to happen. You've got a player here that we could go and get on a relative free, that would come in and fill up. It would be amazing. Just get it done. Get it done. Get it done before somebody else jumps in. I don't know why you're wasting time. In the end, the player's going to go bollocks, and I wouldn't blame him. Anyway, look, that is it from me. I've had to talk about that because I can't believe it, honestly. And like I said at the start of this little rant, I know you lot don't care. You don't care who brings a player in. You don't. But because I'm sort of talking to these people now, I'm starting to feel the same. I feel pain for them. Because it's like if you're a cab driver, this is what this is. And they say to you, they flag you down in London. They say, oh, drive us to Paris. You drive them to Paris, you get there, and they go, nah, I don't think I'm going to pay you now. It's the same thing. It's so crooked, and it's why West Ham have got such a bad name with not just clubs, but everyone else in football. And that is why we've had to go out and we had to get Stighton in because Stighton was pure. You know, bring him in. He's got a good reputation. Weren't pure for long, was he? No. We infect everyone. Carl, watch your arse. It ain't too late. Look after yourself, all right? Don't think about this job. Think about the next one because it won't be a next one if you let this lot get stuck into you. Anyway, West Ham are going to win tomorrow. We're going to sign you know who. Yeah, that's it. Come on, you once.